It has been said that we die twice in this life. The first time, when we stop breathing. The second time is when we are forgotten. That is why we must tell the stories of the dead. Welcome to the Lowcountry, where a lot of corruption and scandals have plagued the area in the past half a decade. On February the 23rd, 2019, Mallory Beach and Anthony Cook planned to spend Saturday night at a house party and oyster roast on Pocky Island with their friends, Anthony's cousin, Connor Cook, and Connor's girlfriend, Miley Altman. They decided to first meet at Murdaugh Island, a river property owned by the family of their friend, Paul Murdaugh. Since Paul and his then girlfriend, Morgan Doty, were also going to the party, the friends agreed they would take Paul's family boat there. Investigators say on February the 23rd, 2019, Paul, Connor, Anthony, Mallory, Morgan, and Miley were all underage and drinking alcohol. These are some of the beverages investigators later found in a cooler on the Murdaugh boat. Earlier that day, surveillance cameras captured Paul Murdaugh purchasing alcohol at a local convenience store. Investigators believe that around 6:30 p.m., Anthony, Mallory, Paul, and his girlfriend Morgan and another couple, Connor and Miley, had assembled at the Murdaugh family's river house. They say the group left by boat at around 7 p.m. In her interview with investigators, Miley says they arrived at the house party where they spent several hours. At around midnight, she says she left the party with Paul, Morgan, Anthony, Mallory, and Connor. When they got back on the boat, Miley says Paul insisted on driving to a bar in downtown Beaufort. GPS records pulled from the boat's device show the group tied the boat up at a dock around 12:45 a.m. Investigators say Paul and Connor went to a waterfront bar and ordered 2 rounds of shots. Connor later testified he used a fake ID to get in and said Paul used his brother's Buster's ID. Surveillance video captured the two while the rest of the group remained outside waiting for them to return. By this point, Paul was allegedly intoxicated and acting rash, according to law enforcement. As Anthony and Mallory made their way back to the boat, at around 1:15, another camera angle captured the group boarding the boat and taking off. According to Miley, some of the group started arguing with Paul. She says he started driving in circles and acting drunk. Miley told investigators Anthony asked Paul to let him out at a nearby dock, but Paul refused. Morgan would later testify that Paul kept leaving the wheel to fight with her, and she said Mallory was scared. Investigators would later note that the onboard GPS showed the speed of the boat increased. At about 2:20 a.m., the boat crashed into the Archers Creek Bridge. Mallory was ejected from the boat into the dark water. Connor called 911 and begged for help. First responders immediately began searching for Mallory. Investigators and volunteers using rescue boats, divers, and a helicopter spent 8 days searching for Mallory Beach. On March the 3rd, 2019, 2 volunteers found Mallory's body about 5 miles down the river from the crash scene. As you're coming down Sandy Run Road, it really depends on what entrance you come in. Actually, here's the church. If you're coming down this way, And I'm not native to the area, so I don't know if this is the north or south entrance. Here is Sandy Run Road that runs along through here. And I'm going to show you, I'm about in the middle. When I entered the graveyard, I'm about in the middle of the graveyard, and I'm going to show you Mallory Beach's final resting place and her headstone, as it is quite different than the other ones here. It's unique. It's a beautiful headstone. Such a tragic, sad life taken way too soon. Like I said, it's almost right in the middle. And you see my finger pointing? It's this headstone right here. There's a bench that you can sit down. And right here is her headstone. You can see the little pet prints. It says, "Be strong in the Lord and never give up hope. He's gonna do great things. I already know." Mallory Madison Beach, born April the 18th, 1999, passed on February the 24th, 2019. Let's see what we have. Some very beautiful decorations. Some crosses. A very comforting poem. I think that's a little dog with sunglasses. Angels. An elm. Some beautiful flowers. It says, "Thank you for visiting. Please do not place any items directly on the headstone." It is sad when someone dies, especially a young person. If 10 years represented a chapter in someone's life, then Mallory didn't even get to reach the second chapter in hers. We will always be left wondering what could have been and what would have been had she lived through this tragedy. We must all learn something from this, from her story. We must count every day as a blessing and treat it as though it could be our last. May Mallory sing in the heavens with the angels and rest in peace.